Action.
Like, I mean, couldn't we like get 2 of these and get Marvin to do hand puppets?
Oh, that's the classic, isn't it? That puppet. That was before we was even trying to target construction, wasn't it?
Yeah. That was we were an agency then.
Oh God,
that didn't last long, did it?
Dark days.
Why didn't that last very long? Because we did one big project and we hated it.
We made a fair wedge out of doing the agency thing, though, didn't we?
We did. We had one guy in kitchens on a couple of $2.5 grand a month, and then we had that 10K one-off project, which was dead easy.
So yeah, we probably, good amount of money. Let's start an agency again.
Hey?
Let's start another.
Oh no, I don't know why I did it in the first place, because we should have realised that we fucking hate people.
It was a moment of madness, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was a moment of fucking madness. I think the real problem lied because neither of us thought it through properly, or neither of us did any proper planning to get people on board to deal with the clients.
No, absolutely. No,
we both have.
Me.
Yeah, we have all the skills to run a very, 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 very good and very successful agency. And we did really fucking well. Really proud of all the work we did. However, we forgot to get someone to deal with the people side of things and reporting. Because when you're running an agency, the clients tend to be a little bit needy and a little bit difficult at times. Because you need a lot of stuff from them. They want a lot of stuff from you. You want a lot of stuff from them.
Oh, shut up. You're making me nervous now. Bringing my anxiety out. Fucking hell. That's the hardest part when you're running an agency like that, or with any. I wouldn't say with any client, but when I've got a client now, I work with one privately as aside from our own business, and we're also good friends. And I've been working with him for 10 years, and there's an element of explicit trust there, implicit trust. There's no question of anything underhand going on, and he also sees me in a mentoring role, so he doesn't question me. But I know from experience, when you work with clients, unless you're really picky, like I am obviously now, you take your fucking life in your hands. And often the cheaper the client, the worse it is. Because you get a client who's maybe paying you $500 and you get this long spiel about how much faith they've got and how much trust they're paying, how much they want results for their money and all that kind of thing. And my family and load is relying on this. But then you get a 50K client who just says, I've wired the money over. Look forward to it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's so much cleaner. I know it's counterintuitive, but we mentioned that today in the 3 fucking hours you had me talking.
I didn't ask you to speak for 3. I had you scheduled for an hour and a half.
I can't believe I got to it halfway through. I thought, this is never fucking ending. but it just does show how much we know about our shit. I didn't have to rehearse it. I just had the slides and I just went through the throw. And it's one, the thing that gets me right, 3 fucking hours with about 1 5-minute break. And it's just one tiny bit of what I know about pricing. And I know so much more about so much more. It's almost like I know what I'm talking about,
Almost. We should put that on a t-shirt, on the back of a t-shirt.
On the front, yeah.
Only if we want to look like a cheap, horrible stag do.
Yeah, on the back, yeah, absolutely. You just want people looking at your ass. That's what you want.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. I thought you'd want that. You'd hate people reading that off the front of your t-shirt and looking you in the eyes. At least you can turn around and go read the back of my t-shirt.
Because if they're looking at that, they're not looking in the eye, are they?
Yeah, but they'll look at that, they'll read it, and then they'll look you in the eyes and be like, John, I like your t-shirt.
Yeah, well, I just don't get that. I mean, why the fuck the neurotypicals stare into each other's eyeballs?
Because you can see their soul.
Oh, fuck off. What's frustrating?
So you're telling me you don't make eye contact in shagging? Women love that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I was thinking I have to think back. Yeah, of course I do. But if I do, it's like I'm trying to think of the words to use now. There's no way I can say this without it sounding fucking really clinical.
I know exactly
and cold.
what you're going to say.
There's nothing wrong with it. It's programmatic almost. It's just pushing buttons.
The game.
I do it because it works. So I don't get anything back. I don't know whether other guys do. Whether if a guy looks into a woman's eyes when he's shagging her, normal neurotypical gets something from. I get nothing from it.
Yeah.
Except the pleasure of that she's getting pleasure, obviously. But that's all. There's no reciprocity there. There's no warm and fuzzy feeling we're staring into each other's eyes. It's this is what she likes, so I do it. You know, and if she gets pleasure from it, I get pleasure from that. But the actual eyeball staring thing is fucking bizarre, if you ask me. And what makes me laugh is you get fucking cockwombles on LinkedIn and other places. You know, 10 rules for being a man. Firm handshake, make eye contact. Fuck off and suck my cock. You know, that shit. Fucking load of shit that is. You start judging people for their lack of neurotypicality, you're a fucking dickhead.
Do you know what? It is also really shitty when you have to deal with a cockwomble, negotiate with a cockwomble.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about pricing today, weren't we? And, you know, the classic pens are poised above the fucking contract, and then they look up and they'll try to look in your eye, of course, and say, it's a bit much more than we wanted to pay. Isn't there something we can do about the price? Yes, we can put the fucker up. Now sign. But yeah, I mean, negotiating with cockwombles is very, very simple. One of the problems I think most business people have, I mean, I say salesman, but everyone's a salesman of some kind. We're all selling something. Is that there's a real emotional need to make the sale for most people. And I think a lot of that, I said it this afternoon, was it this morning in the training, it's people, the reason for that is people mostly see sales and marketing as being an event, not a process. They seem to focus on the one in front of them, which is right in terms of action. But in terms of the wider picture, well, there's another one. If you got your pipeline set up like you should have, there's always more leads coming in. And if you don't close this one, statistically, you should know your numbers. Say you close 7 out of 10 or even 1 out of 10. You know that the next 10, 20, 100 come by, you'll close maybe 2, maybe 10 out of 100 if it's 1 in 10. You'll close statistically what you expect to close. You can't say whether or not you'll close one individual one, but you know over large numbers, this is what you'll make. That's how it works. And once you understand that, and then you let go of the need to make this particular sale in front of you, it's much more powerful. So what I suggest to people is, I mean, it is from me now, but I got this idea and pursued it. It was from the late Jim Camp, who was like the most fitted negotiator in the world. He was a real bastard. I mean, he wasn't dishonest as far as I know, but he was not in business to be nice to people. He was in business to do business. And his negotiating style was to start with no. He basically had a book of that title, Start with No, meaning you go into a sales meeting, you answer an inquiry, you approach a new sale, if you like, with the assumption you ain't going to do it and it's not going to happen. Now that's what I always do. It's an incredibly powerful thing to have in your mind when you're talking to someone.
So why should you assume the sale is not always going to happen, John?
Why? Well, statistically, you know, most of us probably don't. I don't know what your numbers are. You know, in terms of inquiries, what's your sales closing rate? That means what? People hitting your website, people phoning you up. For sake of argument, say it's 1 in 10. We'll say it's 1 in 5. It doesn't matter. So we'll say 1 in 10 to make the numbers easy. If it's 1 in 10, statistically, you know, 90% of the time you're not going to make a sale.
Yeah.
So when you're in front of a given person, the only thing you can really say is statistically, there's a 90% chance I'm not going to sell to you. So you may as well assume that's going to be the case because it's the most likely outcome. Yep. You know, the most likely outcome is, and your history will tell you this, I'm not going to make this sale, and let go of the emotional feelings of the moment, or how is he or she responding? You know, what does this actually mean? Are we going to get the sale? Just assume you're not, because the chances are you won't. Mm-hmm. And if you sum numbers the other way around, if it's well, we close 70% of all inquiries, well, fine, but that's still a 30% chance you're not going to make it.
Yeah,
and you should, you know, your mindset should be. If you know, when I say should, there's no compulsion here. But if you want to be happier in yourself and a better salesperson, then you will take these stats to heart and realize that you don't control the sale. You know, copywriters and sales trainers, they come out with all kinds of bullshit about they can compel people to buy. No, you can't. If that was true, these people would not be selling $20 copywriting courses on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook. What they'd be doing is selling, you know, multi-billion-pound yachts to Arab sheikhs with 100% track record. Well, they're not. You know, the reason they're selling $9.97 and $20 fucking copywriting books on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Facebook is because they can't do that. You know, all these people selling cheap, shoddy ebooks with NLP secrets to compelling people and forcing them to do your bidding. Well, how come I've read these adverts and not bought anything from them? They're not that fucking compelling, obviously, are they, you daft cunt? You know, it beggars belief they write this shit. It's even more fucking unbelievable. People buy this shit. Hello, I've seen loads of these ads, not bought from any of them. They're not that compelling. If they were, I would have done. Hello, fuck's sake. So anyway, statistically, you probably won't close the sale anyway, so you may as well take that view. Second thing is, and this is a bit more cerebral, really. If you're following our work at all, or my approach to things, you will realize statistically, most people who approach you are not your ideal client. And I say that because your ideal client avatar should be pretty fucking narrow. And I don't say laser focus, because lasers don't fucking focus, they're parallel.
I can tell you're tired. Jesus Christ.
I'm fucking grumpy. Just think yourself looking, you're not my fucking child. You sent to bed with no fucking tea and a flea in your ear. So
I'm worried for Mrs. EBG.
Oh, we like to play that game, dress her up as a little schoolboy. Anyway, statistically, you won't want the client because that client will be a cockwomble. That's it. I mean, how many? You take the massive humanity. What percentage of them are actually decent clients? Very few. What percentage of tradespeople are our ideal client? Very small. Never mind the financials and the businesses they're in. That they could be a perfect fit that way. But some of them are just dicks. They might be stupid, bigoted, lazy, not ambitious enough to do it. There's loads of reasons. Probably, I don't know what the numbers are, but say it's 1 in 10 people that we connect with on LinkedIn we would even consider. So statistically, we won't want a client who approaches us. That happens a lot. Sorry, mate, you're just not a fit. Not necessarily a reflection on them as a person, but it's a reflection on their suitability to us as a client. So 1, you won't close it anyway. And 2, even if you could close it, you perhaps wouldn't want to. So that's another reason to assume it ain't going to happen. And the third reason is just practical. If you assume it's not going to happen, if you assume it's a negative, if you go into it with a no, not only does it make you more attractive to them, because there's not many things more attractive than the guy who's saying no, you ask any woman, but also you only get nice surprises. You don't pin all your hopes on making this one sale and hitting your targets and getting that rush of adrenaline when you've made the sale, because you're not expecting it. And you don't get let down when you don't make it either. You don't think, oh no, if only I'd have said this, I'd have got the sale. Well, that's because you're fucking fixated on it. If you've gone into the entire thing, I mean, you don't have to be fucking bored and act like a layabout and be offhand with people, but you can be relaxed and say, well, hang on a minute. Because I remember when I started working with one person in particular, he messaged me saying, I really want to work with you and what can we do? And I just said, oh, hang on, hold your horses. I know nothing about you. Tell me about yourself first. And he just couldn't believe it. Well, he came on board, stayed with me for 2 years at more than $1,000 a month. Well, that's because I was not offhand with him, but just I wasn't that bothered. Easy come, easy go. Yeah, so when he actually came on board, it was a nice surprise for me. He came out of the blue. Then he's probably been worth, I don't know what, 25, 30K to me in a couple of years. Nice amount of money, nice and easy. Didn't have to work for it. I mean, to get him as a client, obviously I did work with him, but it wasn't, I didn't have to pursue him. He came to me and I didn't have any emotional reaction to it. There's none of this, oh, great, I got to buy it. Oh, I hope I can close him. I can buy that new yacht. I could afford it. I'd be selling things on Facebook, So you only get nice surprises. That's the way I see it.
You're not wrong.
Sorry?
It does. You're not wrong in the slightest, because there's the ultimate power in any negotiation situation. Yep. And you've demonstrated it right there. And ultimately, the one who's most willing to walk away holds all the power in negotiations.
Yeah, absolutely. And I wish people would see that.
Well,
I wish people would be more relaxed. When I suppose it's to our benefit. They're not.
I was going to say, I'm kind of glad
we've actually got clients who need our fucking help, because they're not. But it also means our competitors are shit, because they're the same. They get desperate. I mean, if you want a concrete example, and I'm talking now, don't do this. Don't do what I'm about to say unless you're okay with watching something that unfolds like a train crash and causes massive clenching of your buttocks in embarrassment for these people, right? You get someone, say on LinkedIn, will post, we're looking for a freelance designer, copywriter, website designer, whatever. The number of people who go, me, look at my website, I'd love to help you. How pathetic is that? And you can see these people playing these fucking poor, deluded souls like fishes. You know, it's embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. If I was going to respond to that, I am a copywriter still for us and my client, but otherwise I'm not. I mean, I'm not a copywriter for hire. People can't afford me. Or they can, but they don't want to, which is fine. I'm just not interested. You know, if people come to write a sales letter or a marketing package, you're looking at 50k upwards. Take it or leave it. But if I was going to go into that business, if I was going to try and get clients on LinkedIn and respond to that kind of ad, I'd do it in a very different way from that. And it would almost be I don't know, what's the project? It sounds like a load of shit to me, kind of attitude, you know?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you can't afford me, but let's play your game and let's pretend, you know?
Yeah. And I wouldn't be commenting on that post either, like every other fucking pauper.
No, I'll probably be doing a DM or something.
In a DM, maybe even send something to the HQ. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put myself among the commoners.
Can you imagine it? I mean, I'm fucking curling up back with vicarious embarrassment for these poor, sad, deluded souls. And they wonder why they're struggling.
Yeah, I'd send them a letter and I'd just be like, surely you're not going to choose one of those sad bastards begging to work with you. I've sent you a letter because I can afford to, and I don't think you can afford me. But as you said, let's play pretend.
Well, what I used to do a long time ago now, wasn't too far away from that. It was if I got into a sales discussion with someone who wanted me to write copy for them, I would start with this assumption it's not going to happen. And part of my sales spiel would be, okay, let's have a kind of talk, or let's. It was always by email. So when I say talk, I mean by email. Now let's talk about the project and what you want doing. But it's important to realise it's almost certain you won't be able to work with me because I don't take on many clients. I'm not even sure it's a fit for me. Right at the very top, beginning of it, it would be, you can't have me. Yep. And then I would tease them, just like a fucking sexy 19-year-old girl in a little bikini, fucking flaunting my tits and arse at him. You want this, but you can't have it. That's exactly what it was like. And I used that parallel deliberately because there's no difference. There's no difference in the marketing game and the mating game. What teases men and women sexually teases them in marketing terms too. Yeah. The only difference is the difference of style, not substance. It's all about what you want and you can't have. Hey, the best sex is teasing, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Take away sex.
Sex is teasing. Fucking hell, I'm getting horny now. Just get me move out.
Also, we spoke about the triage process before. If you properly, if you work on that and you name that process that you want to take clients through, you can mention everything that you've just said with all those takeaway selling, and you can say to them, the only way I'll decide if I want to work with you is if you go through my triage system. Give it a different name. Obviously, we've called it all sorts. Business butt kick, which you hated. I can't remember the other names, but we've had about 5. Discovery, yeah. We'd always say the only way you're going to even have a sniff at working with us is if you go through this system.
Yeah, and if people and some people said don't want to, and it was fine, great, right?
Well, it just changes the dynamics, because rather than them interviewing us, which is what would happen off the back of a LinkedIn post like that, it's us interviewing them.
Yeah, and the thing is, no one will do it, or very few people do it that way. But if you think about it, there's no logical reason why not. Because a sale is all a sale is an exchange of value. For some reason, there's an assumption that the money half of the value exchange is the most important one. Well, says who? Who made that decision?
Yeah. I don't
remember voting on that one. Do you?
Yeah, I'd rather have my time than most people's money. To be perfectly honest,
nobody alerted me to the vote on that one. I don't agree. I didn't remember signing up to that. Who said the money half of the exchange is the important one? I'm like fucking, bollocks to it. I disagree. My time, my integrity, my confidence, my courage, they are far more important than your fucking money.
My ability to choose what I want to do rather than feeling like I have to serve someone that might be an utter prick.
Me, personally, I'm not talking about you, but to any client, I am more important than you are, Mr. Person inquiring about my service. As far as I'm concerned, you don't even figure on my radar. As far as you're concerned, I don't even have a radar.
Yeah, twerk for me, bitch. Try and catch my attention.
But it's true. Who fucking said? Who decided that? And if you agree to it, that's a fucking choice you're making. If you want to make the money side of things so important that you'll prostitute yourself for it, great. It's up to you. It's on you. But you will get the clients you ask for and deserve. If you've got more self-respect, you will realize that actually you are the valuable commodity here, not the money.
Because they're willing to give that money away. They really want the thing that they're trying to give their money away for.
And just because you've got the money does not mean to say you can have my ass. Yeah.
People just need to realize if someone is willing to give away what is perceived as the most valuable thing on earth, which is money, they must really want that thing in order to give away money.
Yeah.
If you can grok that, someone wants something done so badly they're willing to give away what is seen as the most precious thing. Well, then make them twerk for you. Don't start twerking for them. Little bitch.
Anyway. I twerk for nobody, except maybe Idris Elba.
You twerked for me that one time. You also turned around and then gave me a little helicopter.
Well, yeah, that's true. But don't talk about that. We were drunk.
It never happened. This is all a euphemism.
Oh, don't get shy now, Connor.
I was trying to save your face.
It ain't my face to be saving, mate.
Oh God, this is a good time to finish on a 1 minute hate, and I hope it's not about small penises.
No, it's about yebbuts.
Awesome. Shall I set the timer?
Go on, set the timer.
I love hearing you talk about this. I've heard you talk about it so much.
I fucking hate yebbuts.
Ready?
Ready.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 1 minute.
You need to set a shortcut. So you say, Siri, 1 minute hate. So
yes, I do.
Right. So
hey Siri.
Hi Connor. How can I help?
Set a timer for 1 minute called the 1 minute hate.
Your timer is set for 1 minute.
Go.
Right. Yebbut. A yebbut is someone who will agree with what you've said and then say, but. So you say, yeah, if you want to make some more money with less hassle, less work, fewer headaches and the rest of it, increase your prices. Yeah, but it won't work. Well, says who? Well, I know it won't. Well, how do you know? Well, I just do. Okay, so what the fuck are you showing me now?
Time left. Go.
All right. I've just fucking started. I don't know a fucking 1 minute hate about you now. Anyway, so yebbuts. Anything you put in front of them, they will say yebbut and then come out with some bullshit. Now listen, the word but negates pretty much everything that's gone before it. So you're saying, I'm going to give you the benefit of my years of experience and show you a solution to your problem. And what you're going to say? You're going to say, but. In that one single word, you say, oh, that won't work. I know better than you. Why the fuck are you paying me money, you stupid piece of shit? Go away. Right? Yebbuts is not something I allow. I do not allow yebbuts. When you stop doing that, it's distracting.
Time.
Will you stop doing
It's because it's time.
Oh, for fuck's sake, you ruined it. You ruined a perfectly good rant. I'm now going to hate about Connor.
I'll tell you what, that'd be brilliant. That'd be gold.
Oh man, it would. I need more than a minute.
Well, we could make it a series, a 3-part series. Once a month, you get to do a 1 minute hate about me.
Can I do
one
about
of a year?
Can I do
one 12 minutes.
Can I do one about my daughters too, my kids?
Yeah.
Don't do one about Holly. Fucking hell. I was laughing this afternoon when she was a little girl. She wanted me to draw things for like an Etch-a-Sketch type thing. And there were only two things she wanted me to draw. One was an ice cream. The other thing was a swing. Oh man, how she survived childhood without me drowning her or something, I really don't fucking know. When you've drawn the 73rd ice cream of the day.
Did you not just pretend to redraw it and just have the same drawing every time?
No, she wasn't. She was never stupid. She's many things. She might be an airhead, but she's not stupid. She would know if you weren't drawing it.
Really?
She'd be sitting on my knee. She'd see it.
Oh, okay. So
how
she wants to watch.
She's 23 now, but she was like a little girl.
Shut up, twat.
I remember her very first words.
Oh God, what was her first words?
Oh, we were at the back of our old house, and she wanted to turn the outside tap on. It was a very hot day, and she couldn't do it because it was turned off very tight. And she looked at me, and you could see her struggling. She went, "Daddy, do it." Her first sentence. Oh, I was over the moon. Of course, my ex took it personally, didn't she? Got really angry.
Oh, of course she did.
Fuck's sake! I mean, she's a little girl, Natasha. Why are you getting angry about little girl saying to her daddy, "Daddy, do it"? What the fuck?
Should be over the moon.
Maybe what is funny though. Probably about a year later, when she was a bit older, we moved into the house, and Holly got chicken pox. And where we used to sleep in the beds, Natasha was closest to the door, and I was near the window. Holly would come into the bedroom every single night for about 6 months, walk around Natasha to my side of the bed, "Daddy," to a cuddle, and then about half an hour later, I'd pick her up and carry her back into bed. Oh God, man! How popular do you think I was with Natasha? Not at all.
Yeah, she's nuts.
She's fucking nuts.
She's not happy with her own husband for being a good father that their daughter loves.
But Holly's even today. Holly's daddy's girl, and I love her very much. Obviously, she's been daddy's girl since day one. I did all the night feeds, all the night feeds. Hey,
we pay her. She fucking best be.
But anyway, right. So, are we done?
Wrap it up. Yeah, wrap it up.
I remember.
I need a nap.
Yeah, I've got to go make dinner for me, Mrs. EBG. But if you want to make more money with less work, less hassle, and fewer headaches, working with better class of customers, selling at higher prices, and having them all come to you in a turgid and moist pipeline, which is filled off hands and by an autopilot. What are you laughing at?
You're really selling it, mate.
Yeah, all you got to do is go to ottcollective.co.uk and join us in the Facebook group. There's loads of resources in there. We touch on everything we're talking about here. Or if your need is urgent, email Holly, that lovely little girl, and she'll probably ask you to draw an ice cream. That's Holly, Holly, in case you can't spell, at growyourbusinessfast.co.uk. In the meantime, stay safe, stay inside, wash your hands. Please don't ask me to draw a fucking ice cream. And do not shit on your fingers. See you later, ta-ra.